Hi guys. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting I'm black and I can't just turn off the lights and you guys see me. So I'm gonna do a Bible study video with me. I've actually never, ever done one before, which is like so crazy because I feel like I'm always doing Bible study, but I've never done like a Bible study with me video. I actually have a New King James Bible. I do recommend doing a New King James or a King James because it's the closest translation to the original Bible. And today we are going to be reading my favorite, which is Proverbs 3. First, I'm going to go ahead and start off with a prayer. I just pray that this word penetrates their hearts. I pray that if they have any type of darkness in their life, that you can be the light in their life. I just want to thank you for allowing me to see another day and thank you for allowing us to even be able to hear the word. There are so many people that can't even hear the word. There are so many people that get killed just to try and get their hands on the Bible. So I just want to thank you for that opportunity. I pray that anybody who stumbles across this video can become saved if they're not already. And I pray that even if they are saved, that they remain in you and you remain in them. I pray that this channel can be a light in their lives and that your light can shine through me. It's in your holy name that I do for these things. Amen. My son, do not forget my law, but let your heart keep my commandments. For the length of days and long life and peace they will add to you. Let not mercy and truth forsake you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart, and so find favor and high esteem in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. Honor the Lord with your possessions and with your first fruits of your increase. And your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will overflow with new wine. My son, do not despise the chastening of the Lord, nor detest his correction. For whom the Lord loves, he corrects, just as a father the son in whom he delights. Happy is the man who finds wisdom, and the man who gains understanding, for her proceeds are better than the profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things you may desire cannot compare with her. Length of days is in her right hand, and her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her, and happy are all who retain her. The Lord by wisdom founded the earth. By understanding he established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths were broken up, and the clouds dropped down the dew. My son, let them not depart from your eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion, so they will be life to your soul and grace to your neck. Verse 23. Then you will walk safely in your way, and your foot will not stumble. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. Yes, you will lie down, and your sleep will be sweet. Do not be afraid of sudden terror, nor of trouble from the wicked when it comes. Verse 26. For the Lord will be your confidence, and will keep your foot from being caught. Do not withhold good from whom it is due, when it is when it is in the power of your hand to do so. Do not say to your neighbor, go and come back, and tomorrow I will give it, when you have it with you. Do not devise evil against your neighbor, for he dwells by you for safety's sake. Do not strive with a man without cause, if he has done you no harm. Do not envy the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, for the perverse person is an abomination to the Lord, but his secret counsel is with the upright. The curse of the Lord is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the just. Surely he scorns the scornful, but he gives grace to the humble. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the legacy of fools. Amen. Now what I'm actually going to do is I go back through it and I highlight. I actually, in this Bible, it's super cool. I'll link it down below because each page has a blank page next to it, but I try not to write in it because I hate when I write in my Bible and then I need to write something else because I read the same passages a lot of the times. I love Proverbs. It's a book that I'm always rereading. And so I try to get sticky notes, and I actually don't have my sticky notes with me right now, so I can't like write anything down. But what I like to do is I like to go on the app Enduring Word. So I'm going to go ahead and go on my phone. Enduring Word is one of the best apps when you're doing Bible study, you guys, because it tells you every single verse and gives you a greater explanation of the verses. So I'm going to go ahead and go on Enduring Word, and then you can just put whatever book you're reading. So I'm going to go to Proverbs 3, and we're going to go back through it. So the verses that stood out to me, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about it. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the verses that stuck out to me, because the explanation of like the whole chapter, I will let you guys read an Enduring Word if you guys did not understand certain things, just to keep this video not too long, because I feel like if I explain it, we will be here for a long time. But that's the thing that I love about Proverbs, is that it's pretty straightforward. But my favorite verse of all time is Proverbs 3 verse 5, which is trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And this is something that is so incredibly difficult, I feel like, for me, and I just feel like for so many people, it's just like letting God be in control and not you being in control of your own life. I feel like so many times we are wanting everything to go as planned, and so many times we are just wanting God to do things our ways, and instead of us trusting in God, we're trusting in ourselves and in our own plans. And lately my life has not been going as planned. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like lately I have been just going through a little bit different of a life course than I had expected to go through at this moment. And even now it's like so hard. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I'm fine, like I'm happy and I'm so grateful, but like, God, why am I here? Like, God, when am I gonna get this? God, when am I gonna get that? And it's so incredibly difficult to sit back and trust God. So this verse is so helpful, because whenever I'm getting stressed and stuff like that, I literally look back at this verse and I'm like, Yahweh literally says to trust in him. And it literally says in verse 6, in all your ways acknowledge him and he shall direct your path. So if you're ever confused about like, God, I don't really know what to do here, or God, I don't really know, if I should, date this person. God, I don't really know if I should go to this school. Literally acknowledge him. Say, Yahweh, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop trying to figure it out yourself, because that's the thing that like so many people, like I have friends who aren't Christian, and every single time they're stressed, it seems like they're like trying to figure it out themselves. And that's the thing that I'm so blessed with, is that I don't have to figure it out myself, because God figures it out for me. I have him to figure it out. I don't need to figure out anything myself, because it's not in my control. Another thing, it says, honor the Lord, verse 9, honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first fruits of all your increase. So this is something that I really want to jump into, because I feel like a lot of people do not do this. Now, when you're honoring the Lord with your possessions, you can do it in many different ways, whether that's giving back to those who are in need, because it literally says in this proverb, you go to the verse where it says, verse 28, do not say to your neighbor, go and come back and tomorrow I will give it. And so many times I feel like we face that like day to day, where you may be driving and you see somebody on the street that needs money, and you're sitting there and you're looking in your purse, and like, dang, I only have a $50 bill. Like, should I give them this $50? And it's like, you sit there and you think about it, and then you end up not doing it. And you're like, oh, well, maybe if they're there tomorrow. And that's something that's so good that it points out, is to be like, hey, don't say do it tomorrow. First of all, tomorrow's not promised. Second of all, it's always good to give, because you never know what that person's going through. The other day I gave somebody a small amount of money, and they literally said to me, they were like, you made my day. And that made my day, that I made their day. That stuck out to me was verse 7, and it says, do not be wise in your own eyes, fear the Lord and depart from evil. This is something that is so important, because in today's day and age, people are wise in their own eyes. Like, you hear this saying, and I hear this a lot from people, is I'm a good person. And I asked them why. I said, well, what makes you a good person? And they said, well, I haven't killed anybody. And I'm like, well, me personally, okay, I follow Yahweh, and Yahweh says you can kill somebody just by your tongue. The power of your tongue is so strong, you cussing somebody out is essentially killing their soul. It's comparable. Or I'm not a bad person, I haven't done this. And I'm like, okay, well, have you lied before? Have you done this? Have you done this? It makes you know better than the next person. So when you ask yourself, and for those of you guys who are watching and you're like not Christian and you're probably like, I know this girl did not compare me lying or somebody cussing to murder. What I'm trying to say is this, okay? Because it's a little bit, it's hard to understand this, but what I want you to know is that literally, if you are wise in your own eyes, one, you're making yourself your own God. Because if that's what you're basing it off of, somebody else can sit there and say that like murder is like actually fine. Like I'm talking about like the physical act of like murdering somebody. Somebody can sit there and say that that's fine, and then you can sit there and say that it's not fine. And who are you guys gonna go based off of, right? Y'all are just both humans. When you start becoming wise in your own eyes, you make yourself a God, and you need to become wise in God's eyes and fear God and follow what he's saying versus following what yourself is saying, because who are you?